Do businesses really need a website?
These small-time businesses, what they look forward for is their payment really quick.
What's that assurance, that trust you can give to your customers?
Payment link supersedes that, right? Because it just takes off that entire hassle. It's hassle-free.
Welcome back to Growth Talks, powered by Dialog Finance Genie Business. This platform is a place where you can learn smart business solutions in the simplest way possible. We give you key insights on how you can grow your business and actually take it to the next level. I'm Nishadi Wagawatha, and today I'll be having a discussion talking about payment links. How is this useful for our day-to-day lives, especially as small business owners and business owners in general? And joining me today, we have Rienzo Rodrigo, product owner of Genie Business. Good day to you. How are you doing today?
I'm good, actually. Thank you.
Perfect. What I want to start off with is, to do online transactions and card payments, do businesses really need a website? We see that a lot with a lot of businesses. There's a website, you have a payment portal. But do we really need that, or is there an easier way?
Well, there is an easy way, because the perception in the market, or when you start a business rather, is always, I need to start up, I need to get a website. That perception over the recent years have kind of changed with the introduction of payment links. The reason for that being is that you can just be an online person selling something like on marketplace, right? And you can just use this payment link in order to accept a payment. So answer to your question is that you don't need a website now to kind of, as a startup.
Okay. If you can very simply define what this payment link is, how do you have it? How do you get it? For those who actually don't know what this link is, if you can simply put it.
Yeah, sure. So a lot of financial institutes provide the payment link, and you subscribe to their services and then you get it. And after that, it's very simple, where you just log on to an interface or an app, and you can just send the link to the respective, your customer's mobile number, like I said, on email, WhatsApp, social media as well. So it doesn't limit you to kind of, send it only via these particular modes, So it kind of expands, and you can just send it on social media. This is very fast. I mean, you can just accept a payment whenever you kind of require. And it takes off that entire hassle from a merchant. These payment links are very subtle, and it doesn't consume much of data. Just a simple click, and then it opens the interface, and then you just enter your card number, and then followed by the rest of the information that it requires, followed by the OTP, which is also generated from your bank, right? So that itself is very secure, because your bank is sending that one-time OTP in order to verify your authentication. And then after that, your payment is accepted. And from a merchant's perspective, he doesn't need to wait to see whether his payment has come, go check his bank account or anything like that, because on the interface itself, it just sends, it's after your payment is done, it just says that it's confirmed.
I think it's fair to say that the process is quite easy. Would you say that?
It is. It's
perfect.
Very easy.
Perfect. So something that you said as well, that this payment link you can use for any card, credit, debit.
Yeah.
Do we have any limitations in terms of what card you can use, Visa, Master, or?
No, as long as your service provider actually has the service or the scheme. It's called a scheme. So it's Visa, Master, Amex, China Union Pay, all these schemes. So as long as your service provider enables that for you, any card is accessible. Even the local issue cards and the international issue cards. So, all of them are available.
Okay, perfect. So even global payments, I would say, right?
Yes.
Perfect. So in what situations do you think this payment link is really useful for our business owners? There's an obvious answer to it, definitely. But if you were to elaborate on that further, if there any specific situation where someone could go, oh, I wish I had a payment link right now, a specific scenario?
Yeah, so I think payment link works for small-time businesses because mainly, right? And that's because, these small-time businesses, what they look forward for is their payment really quick. It's very hard for them to give it on credit, because, they're working, with very tight timelines, plus, not much of time for them to kind of adjust. So they would rather kind of, have a payment link and accept that payment so that, they can deliver their product. It's a good example is that, if they're a home, like a cupcake business, right?
Yeah.
For that person, if they take an advance, right, they can start on their order, do whatever. and then they can dispatch their order. And then after that, send the payment link again after that in order to just take their balance payment. So it works very well for people who small business especially. Right? I'm not saying that it doesn't work for the big ones, but I think for the small one, it's more catered to them.
Yeah, very convenient, I would say.
It
very
is.
quick and easy.
It
Especially with that example you gave, someone running a cupcake business. I mean, I don't think they have enough time to wait.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
payment link is really useful.
Yeah.
So something else I would like to ask, I feel like a lot of our audience would have this question is,
Sure.
most of these small businesses or businesses in general use online banking tools on digital payment, rather digital banking apps.
Yeah.
It's very habitual also, I would say. People, it's easy. That's what we use. That's what we know.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you are a partaker of that bank, there's a lot of trust that comes with it.
Yeah.
So what would you say is the main differentiator from using a banking app to a payment link? What's something that you could tell our business owners like, hey, this is safe, the switch is easy?
Yeah, so I think you have to look at it in two perspectives. One's from a customer perspective and one from a business perspective. So from a merchant's perspective, as a customer, when you send a bank transfer, right, you have to add the payee first, right?
Yeah.
And then you send it, you enter the long account numbers, right? And sometimes it goes wrong. Then maybe you send it to a wrong person, the hassle of then, speaking to the bank and getting that money back, so there's a lot of things that associates that from a customer perspective too. And then also you have to send a confirmation to that person to say that, you've done it, right? Even though that money may have gone to that person's account. So all that from a customer perspective. And from a merchant's side of things, right? If he uses payment links, he just sends that link, gets a confirmation, and then he just dispatches his orders to the customer. So it's so very easy. He doesn't have to go into, again, his bank account and check, have I got this? If he has multiple people paying at the same time, and if they have not put the correct reference, he's not going to find that transaction really fast, right? So those are the kind of hassles and, things that people go through. So I think payment link supersedes that, right? Because it just takes off that entire hassle. It's hassle-free, convenient. And from a merchant, you can find your transaction. End of the day, you can do a reconciliation through the portal, see how much of money you've got, and do all your balances. So I think that's the stigma in the country, or rather in the norm, is that, the scams are really happening. So I think we also need to make our part by educating them the simple things so that, we build their trust to use the services. So I think that's what it is.
Yeah, perfect. I think as a customer, that really eliminates the process of making a payment. It takes forever sometimes to make a payment. So I think that's really useful. And I think for a entrepreneur, a small business owner, they should definitely think from that POV, like how can I make things easy for my customers, right?
Yeah.
And easier for the customer, more customers you get, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. And end of the day, it's customer convenience, right?
Yeah. And to touch on something, you already discussed this, but just to elaborate on that, you said the norm in this country is that, or rather, I think generally everywhere, is that links are not safe. It's a scam, it's a fraud. I mean, you can't really blame them as well. We have a lot of situations where people get into trouble.
Yeah.
So with payment links coming through, what is the assurance that you can give as a banker, as a fintech provider? What's that assurance, that trust you can give to your customers, speaking from that perspective, that these links are safe? And also, what would your advice be to the merchants to help them get their customers to trust them and say, you know what, this is safe?
So payment links are actually issued by licensed banks and regulated financial institutes. And payment links are also defined and governed through PCI DSS, which is Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard, which is something that all banks and financial institutes need to comply with. Also, something like the customer, like I said before, just checking the link, if it's HTTPS, that helps too. So these are little things. And I feel it's on us that we need to go educate both customers as well as merchants when they use these particular services. So that's where I see it.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for this wonderful session. And that's it for Growth Talks for today. I hope you learned something. I hope you took away key factors from this conversation. I definitely learned a lot. I believe we touched on the merchant's perspective as well as the customer's perspective on how payment links can really help you. And it's been great. Thank you for coming, and hope you have a great day.